Welcome to our first episode of Customized. Today we're going to be doing a full rig review of my truck, and we're going to be looking to do an episode hopefully every single week with a new vehicle, customized off-road vehicle, UAE market and Oman when we're down there at the end of the month. I hope you enjoy this new portion of our show. We'll be kicking off with this. So, the vehicle. This is a 2014 Land Cruiser 76 series 4.2 litre diesel motor, normally aspirated. I have not stuck a turbo on this. Originally, I had to import this vehicle from Oman. It was not available to expatriates when I bought it. Late in 2015, Alpha Tame started bringing them in for the market, and expatriates can now purchase this and register this in the petrol version only. So let's start off by talking about the business end of the vehicle. I had the front bar done by Icon Auto. They were doing all of this for the UN, so trusted, used throughout Africa in the UN vehicles, and I really like this bar. They still do them, they still manufacture them here in Dubai. Really good, no problems with it whatsoever. I love the fact that it's got the inputs for a high lift jack and easy accessibility to get to my winch. So talking about the winch, I have a Rugged Ridge 12,000 pound winch with the synthetic rope. I took the cable off. I'm not a fan of the cable. It's just so much easier to work with a rope. I added additional recovery points on both ends so that in very difficult positions where I need to put a snatch block, I have two sets of recovery points to pull from. Below, I've got a stainless steel bash plate from Front Runner. It's worked thus far, nice and light, easy to fit. The lights are from NSV. They are not commercially available yet, but there is talk that these will be commercially available. They are absolutely phenomenal. I hope that NSV puts this on the market pretty soon. If they do, you know what, I've used Light Force, I've used a bunch of spots, and I tell you what, Light Force to me was by far the best for the environment that we have over here. Since I've had these, you cannot compare. You just cannot compare. Moving on, this funny antenna over here, this is not for a two-way radio, this is not for a radio, this is purely to assist me when going through the bush or into parking lots, that when this touches something, I know that my roof tent is going to get damaged. So something for $10 saves thousands of dollars of light bar, tent, roof rack, and so on and so forth. Simple, silly idea, well worth it. Moving on to the bonnet of the vehicle, I fitted this checkered plate. This comes from Big Country in South Africa. With the roof tent being in the position that it is, I do walk across my bonnet, and the Cruiser's bonnet is nowhere near as strong as it should be, but the checkered plate definitely assists when getting up and down off the vehicle not to damage it. I've discussed the lights in the front. I have a HEMA bar on top, light bar. This has the focal point as well as the spread on either side. The reason why I was fitting that is we were supposed to travel from Dubai to Cape Town in 2015. Unfortunately, that fell through, and this was purely for that unforeseen night driving and being able to spot either cows or kudu or any kind of animal crossing the road. Great light. For the desert purposes, I'm not a massive fan. It actually flattens out the desert. These spots are far better use. You can actually see how the desert, which way the dunes are forming. This just makes it too bright, not very good for desert driving, but phenomenal light bar nonetheless. Okay, so the engine bay. Like I said, I've done absolutely nothing to the motor. These motors are strong as oxes, so I've heard of some of these motors go over 1,000,000 kilometers. So All changes, only changes that I've made over here is I've put in 2 additional batteries. I'm running the yellow top deep cycle batteries over here. So for now, that seems to be a good choice for me. I've heard the lithium ion is a far better choice, so we'll probably try that when these batteries die. I also replaced the original battery with a slightly larger amp hour, just to ensure that it kicks over every time, no problem. So my dual management system over here is Piranha. I got that from Icon Auto. It's not the cheapest brand out there, but definitely I've had 0 faults with this. So dumping it through the water with all the dust that we've had, it just keeps on going. So a definite choice to make when fitting your vehicle, whether you're going to go for 1 extra battery or 2 extra batteries. With my power hungry hobby of filming, I definitely needed the 2. So moving across to the side of the vehicle. Came standard with a Land Cruiser snorkel. These are no good. I will be replacing this with a Safari snorkel. These are for show only. They leak. I wouldn't dump this vehicle into deep water because it actually doesn't work. Tires, BF Goodrich. I will never go with anything else. Never ever. Even if I get sponsored, I wouldn't. I would turn it down. BFG all-terrains. I've had them on all my vehicle as well as the mud terrains. I've never ever lost a tire. Funny enough, today before I came out here, I was having a look at my tires and I had a massive chip where you could actually see the steel beading coming through. But I never lost it. You know, any other tire would have given me hassles with that. I just changed it with one of my spares and we're good to go. Again, it's probably the most severe issue that I've had with BFG, but the tire was still there, still intact, still going, and I'm just not going to take a chance with it, obviously, but still there. I ordered these light protectors, indicator protectors, from Big Country in South Africa. This is dual purpose, obviously, if we're going through the bush. These are the first things that go. But in Africa, they love stealing these little indicators. And this is just an extra deterrent for them not to steal them. Great little product for Big Country. Easy to fit, off we go. Moving on to the rack, front runner rack. I like the front runner rack. I love the slimline. Everything just bolts on, really simple, really easy. Nothing much to say about that. Roof tent, epic adventure equipment. I've been using this for the better part of 2.5 years now. Still comfortable, still a great tent. I think I'll be moving to a clamshell pretty shortly, with us moving along on a daily basis. The 10 minutes that it takes to put this up and put this down, the clamshell is beating this idea hands down, and I'm probably going to be moving on to that pretty soon. Okay, so I have fitted Gullwing, replaced the rear window. I got this from Big Country in South Africa. Reason why I went for this and not the front runner one is purely because of this little plastic bit over here. When you put the front runner one in, it leaves this gaping gap over here, and you can actually see in the rubber side over here where the door sticks out. I think it is really, really ugly. Big Country, great idea, stuck in the little plastic area over here, rounds off the vehicle. This side of my Gullwing, this is all my recovery gear. So my snatch ropes, my winch, my whole bang shoot in here, out of the way. If it's all muddy and dusty and dirty, stick it in here, don't have to worry about it. Nice and easy. Right, so the rear of the vehicle. I run 2 spare tires, BFG Goodrich, no need to run 2. However, like I mentioned, planning the trip through Africa, planning a trip down to Australia to go and do the Canning stock route, I'm far happier carrying 2 spares than only carrying 1. So on the rear, I have custom built this rear bar with Icon Auto. We designed it together. I made it a slightly wider, it's a work area, and it's also nice and easy for me to get up instead of trying to negotiate the little skinny ones. So the wheel carrier, we designed it in such a way that my high lift jack fits in nice and easy, and we've got two telescopic lights on the back over here. One works as a reverse light, and this one over here works as a working light, so I can then just turn it and bring it up at as high as I want for a working light in the evening. Probably one of the most important things that people do not fit on their trucks is a bin bag. Cheap, really cheap compared to the customization of the rest of the vehicle, but this is a must. Everybody should have one. If you've watched my shows, you've seen how pedantic I am about the trash and how people are just messing up this area. Please get one of these, and if you don't have and you don't know where to get it, contact us on the website and we will get you one. Lights on the rear, they're not the most beautiful lights, but I went with truck lights. These are exceptionally bright at night, so anybody can see me, doesn't matter how dusty it is, picking up the fesh. The rear of the car normally gets caked up and you cannot see when you're hitting the brakes. Obviously comes standard with the lights at the back here, but I prefer having as much light so everybody knows that I'm there and I don't have somebody rear-ending me. Recovery, strong recovery. This is from Warn. I actually got this from Rami. You know, I've seen so many people that do recoveries and they just use the normal tow hitch. People just don't understand or realize how dangerous that actually is. This is inexpensive. Once again, make sure that your shackles are rated. Go down to Rami and go and pick up one of these. Take your tow hitch out, plug it in, and be safe. Let's move to the interior. So let's look at the interior of the storage bay. So I've chosen to go with two fridges. My 60-litre Engel, I got this from Dubai 4-wheel drive. They are in Russell Core at the second-hand car mart. They are the Engel dealers for the UAE. And so I've got the 60-litre and the 40-litre. This acts as my freezer and this is my fridge. The drawer system that I've got in here from Front Runner, once again, use one purely for my tools, everything nice and set out, and the other one runs as our kitchen. All the food, all the groceries go in here. I've brought this in from this nice little neat table, comes in from Big Country as well. Again, very easy to fit, beautiful little carpeting over here, great finish, great product, easy to set up, easy to go down. For my interior light over here, I've gone with the National Lunar, the yellow National Lunar cover. This deters the insects quite well. It doesn't deter them completely, but it is far better than a white light. So your working space over here, none of the little flies and machis running around over here. I have my satellite, my charging unit, so that's all run 220 volts. I've got a 1000-watt inverter, a Waco inverter, got that from Rami, and plumbed it into the vehicle. So with the camera gear and so on, I'm quite power hungry with my power consumption, so I need multiple plug points to make sure that my battery is always charged. I also run a pen light, or a AA and AAA battery charging system, which I got in from the States. I couldn't find something in over here in the UAE, unfortunately, but that always ensures that I've got AAAs and AAs fully charged in the vehicle all the time. On this end of the vehicle, I run all my spares. I've got spare filters, anything that you would need to do running repairs on the side of the road. So coming to this end of the vehicle, I have plumbed in my SureFlow pump. Got it from the States. Once again, couldn't find something that was really suitable here in the UAE market. So plumbed it in with a 40-litre tank, a wheel well tank from Front Runner, and I've always got water on demand. Right, so that pretty much wraps up the rear end of the vehicle. Just lastly on the top here, once again, Front Runner. Fantastic the way that everything just fits together. This is one of the tables that I have on the roof rack, one in the rear, one in the front. This one's actually got the hole in it to put the wash basin so you can do your dishes. And then lastly, what we have at the top here is our TGM sand tracks, right? These are also available from Rami as well as Rihal. They have variants, different types, so you can go and have a look what they have. Don't go into the desert without them. Great invention. Living out in the desert environment and with all the sun around us, an awning is an absolute must. This is Rihal Outdoors' take on the Foxwing. It has the 270 swing on it. Great shade, affordable price. Go and visit them. They've got a number of these different variants of these in stock, so go and have a look. And lastly, on this side of the vehicle is my kitchen. Once again, Foxwing from Big Country in South Africa. It actually comes standard with a box. I custom built the kitchen unit over here to suit my needs. So this is built to spec for me, obviously. Lastly, inside here, I have my Duo battery solar system, the controller. My solar panels are Renogy from the States. Again, the UAE market just didn't have anything that was suitable. I have the flexible panels, and I plug the units into here and then move my panels wherever the sun is. I've got 10-foot cabling for that, so nice and easy to move it and position it where the sun is. Okay, so finally the cockpit. Mine's pretty cluttered. I've got a lot going on over here, but to start off closest to you, that's my GoPro. I'll just hang it up over there just for convenience. I run a Montana 650, great little GPS from Garmin. And then I have two gadgets that come standard with all UAE Toyotas, but nowhere else in the world as far as I know. NSV do both these products. This is your DVR system, absolutely great product. It's recording full time, so it loops, it records, and if there's an incident, you hit the record button, it will record 3 minutes prior to you hitting the record button. So for me filming, it's normally too late to get the GoPro going. This little unit, fantastic. I like the fact that it's recording all the time. The unit over here, this is like a management system to a certain extent, but it's a radio, it's a media player, it's a GPS system as well. What I use it mostly for is the tire management system on this. Now there are a couple of new products available on this, and once again I hope that NSV will be making this available to the public. So hopefully soon Australia, South African market will be able to purchase these products, and if you like me that imported your vehicle prior to them being available in the UAE, you can then fit this aftermarket as well. I also run an iPad with Motion X Pro. This really assists the navigation. The small screen of the Garmin is just not big enough when navigating through tough terrain. This comes in really handy. Other than that, the interior, I've not done much customization. I've added extra USB ports for the charging capabilities, as well as my Piranha dual management system, dual battery management system is also over there, so I can visually see what's going on. The top here, comms, now a very controversial discussion. Not the most legal thing to have here in the GCC, but I think that the authorities really need to look into this. Going into outdoor, especially in the desert, having communication between all vehicles is a must. For safety's sake, it should be mandatory that every vehicle goes in there. 90% of these, well, I wouldn't say 90%, but most of the accidents that occur in the desert are because of lack of communication. Most of the people that are getting lost in convoys because of lack of communication. So having a proper two-way radio for comms, I believe, is an absolute must, and I hope that the authorities really get into that. On this side, another must for all vehicles is your little smash smashing window, smash and grab, whatever you want to call it, and then the safety belt cutter. So when you're in an accident, one smash at the window and you can get out, or you can assist somebody else getting out. Absolute must for all vehicles. Lastly, I fitted the console, the roof console. This roof console came in from South Africa once again. No vendors in the UAE catering for this. And and then my monitor, my fridge monitors, exceptionally important. You don't want to be driving along and not realizing that one of your fridges have unplugged because of going through a bumpy gas track or bouncing through the dunes. So monitoring your battery or monitoring your fridge and ensuring that your fridge is on all the time is a great little gadget. $30 from the States, inexpensive, but a must. So I hope you've enjoyed the first episode of Customized. Please leave your comments below if you would like me to review anything else on the vehicles, but it's pretty much the format that we'll be following with all the vehicles that we'll be airing. I'll be bringing to you a beautiful Land Rover 110 as the next episode, and a Defender 90, as well as a double cab Land Cruiser 79 series. Lots to follow. Like I said, hopefully week on week we'll be releasing a new customized video for you to watch. As I said, leave your comments if there's anything else you would like me to review. Thank you for watching, and subscribe. If it's dusty, drive it.